Are you into sports at all?
No, not really.
Not into sports. The reason why I'm bringing this up, guys, because today is Tuesday, October 24th. If you don't know where HOA.com is headquartered, we are in Phoenix, Arizona. I look pretty professional with my coat, but you can't even tell I'm sporting D-backs right now. Okay, it's Game 7 tonight. Game 7 in Philly against Phillies. We're going to hopefully make our way to the World Series as of tonight. So that's why I wanted to open that up with that because I'm secretly and also publicly sporting the Diamondbacks. But Daniel, welcome. Everyone else who is here, welcome. Daniel is here with us on today's Ask the Expert from Hive Mind CRM. He's going to be talking to you about a lot of different pieces of CRM, who, what, when, where, why, how to, and a lot of that different stuff. I'll reserve that for him. But welcome, Daniel. How are you today, man?
I'm great. Happy to be here. I do want to say if anybody has any questions, you guys can put it here in the chat. I can definitely answer questions at any point during any point. I feel it's like a conversation. So if you guys have any input, I like covering it right then and there because it's fresh in my mind and I might forget later. So
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. You can, if you want to drop them into the chat, like Daniel said, you can also write them down. Ask at the end if we have time.
yep.
We can absolutely do so. Daniel, you want to go ahead and start sharing, man, and we can jump into the presentation.
Yeah, so a little bit about me first, before I start the presentation, just so you know who I am. I've been an entrepreneur for this is almost 6 years. 6 years. Been an entrepreneur for almost 6 years. Coming up in December. That's why I get a little confused sometimes. But coming up on 6 years in December, I started a software company about 3 years ago, and I've been in real estate for 5 years now. So I do a little bit of real estate. I do software. I do a lot of other things as it goes. So I think most of your clients are real estate based in some way, shape, or form. So I do know real estate terms and real estate, and I do operate real estate as well. So, you guys, any questions about like anything real estate related, how we use it? Like I said, this is kind of here for you guys, and I want to provide much value here. Spencer was able to allow me to share some knowledge with you guys, so just want to show you the importance of a CRM. I used to be a truck driver many years ago, but now I kind of do software and real estate as my main thing right now. So we're gonna jump right into it.
This show is sponsored by HiveMind CRM. It is more than just a CRM. It is a real estate and business mastermind that comes with an all-in-one CRM. You can have unlimited websites and users. You can call, text, RVM, and email all in one user interface. And you can set up custom automations for any type and multiple businesses. 65% of companies start using a CRM system within the first 5 years of business. Once implemented, the HiveMind will save you on marketing, give you more time, and make more money. One of our users had his first $100,000 month using our system in June. We want to see you automate and accelerate your business. Text us at 210-972-1842 for future meetings, and of course to get our $1 course on how to make more than 6 figures on one land deal. You can schedule your free demo today at hivemindcrm.io.
Today is Thursday the 24th. So Spencer created this nice little template for us covering real estate CRM. Does anybody use a CRM right now? Can you give me the one in the chat? You know what it stands for? Let me pull up my chat box here. So I lost it. Okay, here we go. Anybody use a CRM currently right now? I know we have 11 people here. Zoho Surefire. Perfect. All right, so I'm going to cover the importance of a CRM and different things because a lot of people in business in general, whether you're new or getting started, or if you're trying to build a book of business, this is for you because I want you to really understand why a CRM is important and why you should use it. It's an introduction, type of CRM, data collection, integration, segmentation, and personalization. So that's kind of what we're going to cover today. Take a scan of the QR code if you want to register. You want to talk about this for a second, Spencer?
Yeah, absolutely, guys. If you've been on any of my Ask the Expert presentations, we always have an agenda. I want to make sure everybody sees everything up front, so that way they can kind of take notes and really pay attention to the different sections that mean the most to them. The QR code on the right-hand side, that will push you over to hoa.com/check-in. And we want to give you credit for being here, building your business, learning, gaining education, building yourself, your knowledge. So if you have a moment, please take out your phone, scan the code, and land on that check in for me. That'd be amazing. As you can see, the agenda on the left-hand side, this is a lot of what we're going to cover today. Again, Daniel is the expert here within the CRM world, as well as supporting with the real estate as well. So if you could please take we'll leave this up for about 5 more seconds. Grab your phone, scan that. We want, like I said, give you credit for being here and expanding your knowledge. Okay, so about 3, 2, 1, perfect. And Daniel, if you want to move to the next slide, I'll just give a quick little introduction about myself. If you haven't already been on one of my presentations or met with me over Zoom or in person, my name is Spencer Hesseltine. I am the digital marketing director here at HOA.com. I have roughly 17, 18 years of digital marketing experience, about 5 years as the OfferPad CEO and email manager, as well as a little more than 5 years at U-Haul Corporate International Phoenix office, managing over 1 million web pages from an SEO standpoint for U-Haul. I consider myself kind of that data nerd with a marketing background and marketing mouthpiece kind of. And I always like to throw this in at the end of this. Our goal here at HOA.com is to connect more professionals to homeowners. Okay. We want to serve the homeowner no matter what. So if you do have any other questions about that or what we talk about today or anything else related to marketing or the HOA.com platform, you can email me at spencer@HOA.com. And then that bit.ly link right there is an HOA strategy that'll allow you to have a conversation with our team to talk a little bit deeper about how you can kind of own your local subdivisions and be the top primary professional in the business, in the industry that you own, that you work in within those local markets. So that's kind of my 30-second spiel. Daniel, you're actually on the next slide. So you can, if you want to rehash a little bit about what you said earlier.
Yeah, there you go. It happens sometimes. I got all these I'm a tab person. I don't know if you guys are tab people. I'm a tab person. I got all this stuff going on my screen.
For sure.
It's the fun stuff that happens. But we started our software company, Hive CRM, about 2.5 years ago. And I really kind of dove into a lot of this online social media marketing and digital space really head on. I learned a lot. Nothing as much as Spencer here, but managing 1,000 SEO pages is a big deal.
Million.
A million.
Over a million pages on uhaul.com.
Man, that's crazy. Okay, so maybe Spencer could teach me some stuff, but about SEO. SEO is like one of the things I struggle with, but I still know a little bit, but probably nothing as compared to Spencer here. But operated a software business for 3 years. We started HiveMind a long time ago, and then I got my cowboy hat because I'm also a land investor, so I got to put the cowboy hat on sometimes because that's what I do. He's got his Diamondbacks on the shoulder. I got the cowboy hat, so
there you go.
But yeah, so my name is Daniel Martinez. I do a lot of speaking engagements. I do a lot of education stuff like that in the real estate space, but also help people in their business as well with CRM automation. So we're gonna jump into the next slide here. Introduction. So customer CRM is a customer relations management tool. It's for managing and nurturing relationships with customers to drive business success. A lot of people, when they start off in business, they're using like little sticky notes. I got sticky notes. See, sticky notes on my desk, and they're using spreadsheets, and they're using any scratch paper they can have on their desk, and they just get really, really unorganized. The problem with that is, as you grow and scale your business, it gets very, very hard to keep up and track everybody, and it's very, very hard to do so. So one of those things is when you get to that point where you're like, this is getting too much, and you want to like pull your hair out, you want to get a CRM. So CRM helps you. I'm watching you, Spencer. Don't pull your hair out just yet.
I was trying. I'm starting to go gray. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that.
So it kind of helps you organize and control a system. So everybody, a business is a system. Once you start controlling that system, that's when you can actually scale to grow and get more consistent business. So that's all a custom CRM does, is it helps you put people through a system to hire back-end people, to put in SOPs, to put in all this sales stuff that comes in behind it. And it's okay if you don't know that coming into it, but you always want to put people through a system. That way there's follow-up, there's a lot of stuff we'll cover later in the slideshow here. But why is the CRM important? You get to prioritize what is important. And this is where you get to prioritize what's important to you and your business. So a lot of people, they might they want to make that first touch on phone call. So if you want to make that first touch on phone call and then set up follow-up messages through a text, email, you can put people through that system. So I always tell people you get to control what you want to control in the CRM. And number one is always collecting data. Data is super, super important. And how many investors do we have in the group? We have investors, agents. What's your main business? I know HOA works with a lot of like home professionals. So can we put what type of your business professional you are here in the chat? I like getting some participation just so I understand I can kind of customize it to the audience here. So I know we have a lot of different types of professionals here.
So while we're waiting for that to be in the chat, I know that there's going to be a few, if not more than a few individuals watching this recording. So I know that Jim is with a roofing company. He's Kylie is insurance. But we also work with a lot of loan officers, real estate agents, insurance agents, or financial planners, financial advisors. Really anybody who serves a homeowner. It could even go down to the blue collar, the landscapers, the painters, the plumbers, the home inspectors. So really, if you think, kind of open your mind and think whoever is serving a homeowner, that's really who HOA.com works with, right? And so it should work for everybody under the sun who serves a homeowner, as far as the CRM, having a CRM, using it in a way to get more clients. And I'll pass this over to you right now because you're right in the middle of talking about it.
Yeah. So I wanted to get just an idea of like what everybody's doing, because we have roofing, insurance, mortgage, and we have a business owner. So I don't know exactly what Shad does, but you all follow the same path, and we're gonna cover this in a later slide. But you have to generate leads. You have to convert those leads into business, and that's roofing, that's insurance, that's mortgage, that's a real estate agent, that's a investor. You got to convert those leads into conversions, and then those conversions into reviews, which you can use those reviews to get more business and get more leads. So every business has that same framework. You have to find a way to either pull a list and generate those leads, whether it's through PPC, online marketing, texting, referrals. Like you need a way to organize those leads. So you get to prioritize what's important. So all these different businesses, they all operate off the same framework. So don't get confused. Everybody here that can use and understand. Like I said, I really wanted to make something personable to every type of business here, just because we cover a lot of different stuff. So the CRM, if you're getting to a point where you're unorganized and you want to get organized, tool you need is a CRM. Gives you to prioritize what you want. So types of CRM is focus on the features. So I put an engine here because the engine is there's multiple different parts of the engine, but they all come together to make the system function. So and there's a lot of things. Most businesses use 17 different features in their business to operate. So you might have, and this is like, what's a system in your business that you might use? We might have Gmail, you might have WordPress, you might have a form type of Google Forms or something to that feature. You might have a calendar integration. You might have a phone. You might have multiple phone numbers. You might have there's just a lot of different things. A credit card processor, if you're doing services, invoicing software, QuickBooks, accounting. Like you have all these different things that come together, and a lot of these times they don't communicate. So in my slide here, it says websites, forms, communication, email, SMS, and video, phone, which is dialing, lead management, follow-up, calendar, and integration. A lot of these times they don't communicate, and it's really hard, and you have to like make them connect somehow. And for everybody that uses CRM, who has a CRM, I know we have like 2 people in the chat. They use I can't go up to the top of the chat again, but they're using different CRMs, and the CRMs has like base capabilities. So like Trello might be like a task management, and you can visually see the task management, but it doesn't have any type of phone service. So if you bring in a phone service, you're texting, you're emailing, you might be using Google Voice, you might be using some other thing, and you got a website platform. If all these different things that not necessarily communicate, and you're trying to coordinate all this web of CRM stuff, coordination, and you're controlling it through like the puppeteer behind the curtain, and it gets kind of cumbersome sometimes. But it's one of those things where you gotta. There's a lot of parts of the engine, which is I have the engine here. So, type CRM, a lot of them focus on different features, and they do that one thing very well. But they don't. It's really hard to connect other things to it, and you have to have third-party systems that do their things very well. So it's kind of one of those things where you got to manage and control all that stuff coming in, because everybody here should have a website. Basic thing, should have a website. You should have a business phone number. You should have a place for people to come into your business and collect their information. You should have a form. And then you should have some type of follow-up systems in place to make sure you're following up with that lead when it comes in, because a lot of people, it takes 12 to 17 connections to that one client to convert that lead. Go ahead, Spencer. What's your question?
Yeah, my question, and maybe hopefully I don't feel stupid for this. RVM, is that I'm not familiar with that. Is that voicemail?
That is a great question. It is a ringless voicemail. So,
Okay.
who here, and I'm sure you've gotten it, Spencer, but have you ever gotten like a voicemail just pop up on your phone and you're like, they never called me, but how do I get this voicemail? That's a
Yep.
ringless voicemail.
Yep. I figured it was. I wasn't sure, so I wanted to ask because it was on the slide. You didn't mention it. And I'm sure if I had a question, there was other people with questions, so I just wanted to put it out there. Ringless voicemail. Do you know what CRMs usually have those? Do a lot of them have them? Have
You can
RVM?
RVM's kind of specialty, and we'll get to it towards the end. But
Okay.
our platform does it. But RVM's is a marketing technique to actually generate and prospect for leads. So instead of calling 100 people and say, "Hey, you want to sell your house? Do you need roofing? Do you need to refinance your mortgage?" You can send a vague voicemail, drop it into their voicemail box, and just be, "Hey, I connected with you a while back. I can't remember your name exactly. I might have lost the contact, but do you need this product or service? We're servicing 10 more clients this month. If you can give me a call back, I'd appreciate it." And boom, it's very vague, and you can customize that to whatever niche or industry you're in. But you can, instead of talking to 100 people, which is very time intensive, you can just automate that, and boom, you're connected with 100 people. And if they call you back, boom, you got a lead coming inbound without.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm glad you said
Appreciate that.
RPM. I meant to break it down a little bit more, but like I said,
No,
it's what Spencer's
no,
here.
you're okay, man. It's good. I saw it there. I wanted to ask about it. You got the answer out. I love it. I appreciate it.
Another big one too is video. A lot of people have been using video to connect with their customers a lot more. So like let's say you wanted to connect with that person, so you recorded like a 30-second video. "Hey Spencer, this is Daniel. I know we're doing a presentation today. I really appreciate you giving me this opportunity to present to the group. If you need anything, if I can assist you in any way, just please give me a call back." Something really short and sweet. It's
Yep.
very personal to Spencer, that he's getting a personal communication from me and him, but I can do this at scale with a lot of different clients, and it's a 10-15 second video and you're having that face-to-face conversation. Because as we're heading to a digital age, it's getting a lot. I mean, people use the cell phone, the cell phone to communicate, and they're losing that person-to-person interaction. So a lot of people are using video to create that personal interaction when they're dealing with customers and clients.
So I have another question then. How would those videos get delivered? Is that a text message or a multimedia message on
Yeah, it's
can
an
provide the
MMS. It's an
MMS?
MMS. It's a video message. You can send up to a certain size, and usually it's using most texting platforms. Just like if you send a video of your kid playing soccer to your mom or to your grandparents, like same way. That's a short little video message that you can send to MMS. Yeah, so people are using different things, and email always works. Texting, there's a regulation that just passed back in September. Texting regulation is a little harder to deal with, but as long as people opt in and you're using the system the right way, you can still use texting. We personally use it as an opt-in. So we use PPC, which is pay-per-click marketing, through our website. So we put a website up there through using our system. and then we run Google ads to it or Facebook or Instagram traffic to it. And then when they convert, they actually opt in into our system, and then we'll text them, hey, thanks for confirming your information. Here's whichever type of marketing channel you're doing. So we use different versions of all these things to lead generate in our business.
And I know you're almost done with this slide.
Yep.
Because you brought up the opt-in, I'm going to go ahead and make sure everybody on this call is already aware. Starting, I believe it's in January 2024, Google's going to be removing a lot of emails that haven't been opened within the last 6 months, email addresses. So if you have multiple email addresses sitting out there in your back pocket that you haven't logged into in 6, 8 months, a year plus, Google is going to end up removing those. They're doing a lot of cleanup when it comes to stagnant email addresses that are sitting there that haven't been logged into. There's a lot of information that's just starting to come out about it. So my quick little tip for you on that is do a couple Google searches, figure out what that means for you, for your business, for your CRM, and get those individuals to respond to you. Because if you start sending emails or something like that, whether or not through your CRM or not, if you're sending to no longer valid emails, it may hurt your email sending reputation.
100%. Yeah. There's a lot of those systems when you're doing outbound marketing. If you miss with your SMS, you miss with your cold calling, you miss with your email, it could 100% mess with your reputation score. 100%. So 100%, you need to keep up with that. All right, here we go. Next slide. Customer data. So customer data is really, really important. We talk about this on I have a podcast too, but we talk about this all the time. But a lot of things people are trying to control their customer data. And if you grow your database to a certain point, it's always worth a lot of money, even to your future business or to it's your client list. Your client list is super, super important to your future. So you need to really, really focus on collecting customer data in every way, shape, or form. So one of the things I do a lot of consultations with a lot of different types of businesses, and I'm always like, how are you collecting customer data, and are you collecting name, email, phone number? Because the way business is heading is you're going to have to have that business-to-business interaction. Places like Facebook and Google, they want you to use their in-house programs because they control the customer data. And that's why Facebook's one of the biggest marketing systems out there, is because they control customer data. So you always want to collect customer data for yourself, because you as a business owner, it's very, very important, because that's your customer list. We always talk about this too, is like you need to have different types of products or services or freebies to get that customer data and have an exchange of value given when you collect that customer data. Because if you're just asking for it, people won't give it to you. So you need to have an exchange of value in some way, shape, or form just to collect it. And that you're building your client database and your customer list to convert those clients into leads, into conversions. Go ahead, Spencer, again.
Yeah. So data collection is a huge thing for and helps support that CRM. The reason for a CRM, the marketing within a CRM. And being a CRM guy yourself, owner of HiveMind CRM, what are your 3 top ways to collect that data and hopefully port it directly into that CRM?
So I collect it in a lot of different ways. So I consider it like I consider my CRM like a spider web. I want to have multiple ways to collect customer data in multiple different shapes and forms, and they look different in different ways. So I'll cover a few of mine. I have a Facebook group. I recommend everybody start a Facebook group. And the reason why is you can collect you can ask up to 3 questions through Facebook. If you collect it, and some people might have a Facebook group here, or they're watching the recording later. If you already have that and you're not manually collecting that, it disappears, because Facebook doesn't actually hold that information. That's usually the admins when they admit you to the Facebook group. As soon as it hits accept, boom, it's gone.
So are you saying it's a private Facebook group then?
Yes, it's a private Facebook group,
okay.
But it's public facing, so you can still search it.
Okay.
It's not like somebody has to share the group, but it's private, but it's public, so people can find it. And then what I do is I actually have a plugin to my CRM. I ask them for their name and email. I consider it like a toll bridge. So whoever's been through a toll, have you been through a toll recently, Spencer?
Not recently, but Texas and California have plenty of them.
So think of like a toll bridge. If they come into the group and they request to join my Facebook group, I still let them in no matter what. But I'm gonna ask for their name, email, phone number. Their name's already on their Facebook name. I'm gonna ask for their email and phone number. If they give it to me, boom, I collected their information. So that's a free way. Everybody can literally start a Facebook group, and it builds organically over time. I've seen people literally build up to like 30, 40,000 people with the randomest niches. It's crazy. So go start a Facebook group, start collecting people's information, and you can get it on the way in. No charge, nothing like that. Another way I do it is I have a free checklist. So I do land. I'm a real estate investor. I do land. So I have a free land investing checklist. Everybody has the ability to create free product, free PDF, a free ebook, a free spreadsheet to how to value a property. Like you can
A guide, a blueprint, some kind of asset that you're giving away for free.
100%. And there's the opt-in, name, email, phone number. Boom. As soon as I get it, I have instant deliverability through my CRM to give them that asset that they're collecting, and then I send them that free PDF, that land investing checklist. Another one that I have is I have a $1 course. I uploaded videos. This is so funny because they're free on YouTube, but I organized them in a course for $1, and they pull up my wallet. I always recommend having something that's paid, even if it's $1 to $5, something cheap. What I want them to do is I want my customers to get used to pulling out their wallet. And two, it's another reason with that is I already have the card on file. So having the card on file is a whole nother superpower if you're in the product service businesses. So I get their name, information, and phone number, and then I also get their credit card. Not that I have their full credit card and I can use it for gracious things, but it's just there. Like I use Stripe, and Stripe protects that consumer information. I just have the last four of the number.
Yep, security and encryption for sure.
100%. So that's one things I use. I think it's all my like low tier products just to get them into the door. The Facebook group, the checklist, and I have the $1 course, and that's something I all built on my CRM, and it's out there just to collect information. That's all it is there, and then I put them through different higher tier products after that point. But some people just come in through that free product or free resource. Right now, we're also doing a giveaway. We're actually giving away 5 acres of land in Texas. And that's another way to get people's information. So you can do some type of giveaway, a gift card, something minimal to collect people's information. So a lot of cool different ways to do it. But customer data is very, very important because you actually need to know that customer and connect to that customer on a daily, not necessarily on a daily basis, but you need to connect to that customer as much as possible to convert that into an actual business. All right, integrations, communication with other services, app interface, desktop efficiency, Google My Business, Zapier. I recommend everybody here. One of our main frameworks that we teach is Google My Business. Everybody needs a Google My Business account, no matter what business you're in. No matter what business you're in, get a Google My Business account. It's free. It's actually called a GBP now. It's a Google Business Profile is what they call it now, but it used to be called Google My Business. I used to put Google My Business because that's what it was for 10 years, a long time. So a lot of people know by that name. But Google My Business, you can connect your personal brand, your business, and it gets you on Google. So people use Google Maps or Google Interface, and they search your business. You're going to come up immediately with your website. And then there's actually a new integration with the Google My Business that you can actually message directly into that business. You can set up phone numbers, pictures, posting, whatever your up and coming stuff is coming up. You can post through Google My Business. So it's a free resource. App interface, there's a lot of resources now that we're heading deep in 21st century. You want to have something that's usability. So one thing I love about my CRM, I have an app interface, and like I said, this product, I'm not like teaching like about my CRM. Yes, I'll do a product call to action at the end, but I want you to understand like the importance of usability and ability to use it on the go. So one thing I love about having like, if you whatever interface you're using does the desktop interface, is it functional? Does it make sense? Is it user friendly? Does it have an app interface? So if you're not in front of the computer, can you still message and do anything with your contacts? and call that contact from your business number. So I mentioned this earlier because I forgot earlier, but a lot of clients, they have like multiple phones, and I'm sure you've seen them where they'll have like two phones in their pocket, and one's their phone, one's their business phone, one's a personal phone. You can use a CRM to actually control that, so you don't have to get another phone. You just put it through the app through your business phone number, and you have your regular phone that goes to your regular phone number. So there's a lot of cool things that you can do with CRMs, and a lot of them have different abilities, but give one that communicates with other services because, like I said, you're going to have a lot of other products and services that want to communicate with that should communicate with each other, but don't because they don't have the interface available. So make sure they have good integrations. Zapier, if you don't know what Zapier is a product that connects to like over 40,000 different programs online. And it just sends, it's like, think of like a bridge. It connects 40,000 different programs to other programs. So it's a really cool feature, and a lot of up and coming products and services, they're getting connected with Zapier because Zapier gives them the user ability to connect to other products and services. So a lot of up and coming software companies are connecting to Zapier just because they have that interconnectivity to other programs. So cool little program there, but integration is very, very important for CRMs. Customer segmentation, tagging, asking for reviews, asking for referrals, follow-up, and appointment management. You need to source and segregate where your people are coming from and where they're going to. So you might have, I think we had a roofing company here. So let's say you have a roofing company. You might have clients, you might have customers, you might have other contractors calling your one phone number. You need to find a way to sort and segregate those. That way, you know who your customers are, who your vendors are, and who your past customers are. So you need to sort and tag those. So having a tag-based system is super, super important. Asking for reviews is another important. A lot of people love referrals. Super, super important. It's an untapped, usually business resource that most businesses never touch. But asking for referrals, your past business is usually your best lead intake for new business. And I think HOA is really big on that as well. HOA.com is really big on the referrals.
Yep, HOA.com was we're built on the back of the Raving Referral. The Brandon Barnum, who's the CEO of HOA.com, also authored the book Raving Referrals. So that's very much of what we do here. Help you build your referral team, your trusted team, and so you can constantly be referring clients, potential clients to your team, to the people you know, like, and trust, and they can also refer them right back to you. Again, that would be that strategy link that I kind of put up on the screen, or excuse me, Daniel put up on the screen earlier today on the presentation. If you want to talk a little bit about how you can get more referrals through HOA.com, we can absolutely have that conversation.
Kylie, you asked, do you recommend a particular platform for reviews? I'm going to cover this in a slide. I think it's coming up, and if not, I'll cover it at the end. But I'm pretty sure there's a slide coming up just to answer your question. I'm not avoiding your question, but we're going to cover it here in a second. Carl, you have a question? Okay. All right. So follow up is super, super important. I mentioned earlier it takes 12 contacts to convert a lead into business. So you got to have follow-up systems. A lot of people will cold call, and never follow up. Happens all the time, happens in every business. So you need to have systems in place to make sure you follow up with that customer, either through automation or a reminder, just to make sure you follow up with that person, because you're gonna get that business when you follow up with your clients and leads as a whole. So follow up, and then appointment management. Some customers, they do appointment based. Think of like a barbershop or a salon. They have time slotted appointments based off of whatever product or service that customer is needing. But you might have, like me, I have calendar appointments for presentations like this. I might do presentations for podcasts. I might have different time slots for different things. So you can actually do appointment management. A big one that people know is Calendly. That's all they do is calendar integration. So it's a huge thing to where your customers can set a designated time on your calendar to meet with you or your team. It's very, very important. Go ahead, Spencer, again.
Yeah, so earlier you were talking about the people with multiple phones and phone lines, right? So
Yep.
you have your personal phone, you have your business phone, you have your customer service line, you have your sales line, you have all these different lines. What as far as when it comes to merging that into a CRM. I know Zapier is more of like kind of that API data flow. But what's your feedback and suggestion when it comes to I have 5 different lines that I use. I want to be able to track who's calling, what the quantity of calls are, and then also put them into that CRM and appropriately tag them. What's your process for that?
So there's programs like that. There's Twilio is probably the biggest company out there. They're a publicly traded company. That's all there is a phone system. And then there's smaller companies like CallRail. So like people might do like a phone based campaign. So we've done this with real estate, and this might be where like you want to target like a certain neighborhood, and I think HOA's like .com is really big on that, target certain neighborhoods. You can target a certain neighborhood and use a specific phone number. So everybody that calls or texts this one specific number is calling for that specific area. So you can do this for different parts of town, different phone numbers, and it's all about the tracking ability of that phone. So there's, like I said, there's systems out there that are just for call tracking, call forwarding, and all that capability. And like I said, it's a big jumble of things. This is where I talk about there's a bunch of different services that do that one thing very well, but there's not very many that do all of them well. Well, that do them all well. That's all I'm
Yep,
gonna say.
absolutely, 100% know what you're saying.
I hope everybody else does though. Here we go. Personalization. So this is where personalization could be to your business specifically. Like I said, we have roofers, we have mortgagers, we have business owners that do different types of business. Personalization is where you want to maybe do separate. How do you separate yourself from the crowd? One thing I do, and I love doing like presentations like this because this is stuff that I do in my own business. So I recently started collecting birthdays. Daniel, why would you collect birthdays? Well, because I want to text them on their birthday, and I can put in my system if I know they're a current client or a past client. If they're a past client, I'm going to offer them a trial or some type of coupon to get back, become a client again. And if they're not a client, or if they're a current client, hey, I want to thank you for being a client. Happy birthday. Like you can customize that. So like people's birthdays, you can do anniversaries. This one might become to like if you have like a really personal business where maybe you're like a marriage counselor or something like that. You have people's anniversaries. Hey, happy anniversary! Congratulations on your whatever year. You know, you can create customizations to really separate yourself from everybody else in your business based off of your personalization of this product of the CRM. Mailing address is one thing I'm collecting right now too. And the reason why is because and I just started doing this recently. It's not like I started doing this when I first started the CRM business. Like I'm gonna collect everybody's mailing address. No, I recently started doing this. I want to start doing direct mail for New Year's. Send them a postcard, a Happy New Year from Hive Mind. Something really simple. Direct mail costs 50 cents a postcard, and maybe I have 100 people costing $50. Something really to separate myself from other people in business is do direct mail. So I'm collecting people's mailing addresses, property information. If they have multiple properties, if you're targeting people that have portfolios of assets, collect property information. Like I said, it's really customizable and personable and you want to collect the information to that lead based off of whatever business you're in. Like if you're doing life insurance or insurance in general, how many kids do you have? Oh, and maybe the kids' names, Bob, Larry, Joe, and John. You can put all the information in there, and then whenever you're having the conversation of, hey, how's John doing? Like you always want to be personable and collect as much information as possible because those are weapons you use to convert that client to a sale.
Absolutely. And I do have a quick little tip for the real estate professionals and the mortgage pros that are either on or watching this recording. Through the personalization and accessing it through your CRM, whether it's an email or a text or an MMS or an SMS, or RVM. There you go. I just learned something new today, by the way, just the acronym. What you could do as being a real estate or mortgage professional is depending on a homeowner that maybe just bought a home or you just closed a loan with, set the follow up at 10 or 11 months. If they got a 1 year home warranty, right? Because they moved in, they got all moved in, they've set up their subscriptions, but they're 10 months into the new home and they're not thinking about their warranty. I can promise you that. Probably 95% are not saying, "Oh, my home warranties are going to be expire in 2 months." That's an opportunity for you as being a real estate agent or a loan officer to send them a quick email based upon close date and say, "Hey, just wanted to touch base. Hopefully everything's great with your new home. We're so excited for you. Oh, by the way, your home warranty, whether it's 1 or 2 or 3 or however many years, that's where you could kind of set that follow up to say it's going to expire in the next month or two. You should probably renew that. And here's your link to do so, or here's the asset that I suggest, or here's who your current company is versus here's some other companies that you may want to look into." Providing value, even if they're done being a client, they're going to tell their friends, they're going to tell their family members, and when they decide they want to buy a new home in 5 years, they're going to remember you always being in their inbox at least once a year, maybe once a quarter, just checking in on them. So that's my quick little tip for the real estate and mortgage industries.
One thing I'll say too is like interest rates are really, really high right now. So if you're in that mortgage industry, maybe interest rates drop and you can give them a better rate. Boom, hit up all your past clients. Hey, we're approving clients up to this rate. I know we got a loan last year with us at 7-8%. Now we can get you down to 5 or whatever it looks like in the future. So this is all about like how you always got to think ahead whenever you're messing with CRM products, because you don't know exactly how you're going to use it in the future. And it's all about data collection. So you might collect that birthday on some random conversation, but now you have it for 6 months from now when it's their birthday. So it's all this forward thinking and thinking ahead of how you're going to use that information to get that sale or get them back into your system again as another client. Automation, save time, scalable outreach, email automation, lead nurturing and follow-up, and support management. This is a huge one. A lot of people love the amplification of automation because it kind of takes it off of your hands. Like having to call 1,000 people is a lot. It's going to take you a long time, especially if you're not using a dialer. So this can save a lot of outreach using an RVM or a text or some type of email. Connect to 1,000 people, boom, that email went out this morning at 8 a.m. Now you're getting emails back about whatever your outreach was. So it gives you that leverage to touch and connect with more people without having to physically do it, which is really, really super important. The automation, you can automate your business through systems and you can automate with people, but people always cost time, management, insurance, and all the things that come with people, and you just got to manage people. But if you can, and this is one of my things, if you can automate with systems and then hire, you get a lot more leverage as a business owner. Support management. One thing I do is I put everybody into my system, and we do outreach through one number, and all the inbound support comes into the same number. So if you have a large team, and I think Spencer alluded to this, if you have multiple phone numbers for your sales and operating team, you can route people through one number, which I think HOA.com does the same thing, is you can route everybody through one number. That way support, sales, everybody can see it and everybody can answer and especially if you're a small team, it kind of brings everybody together. So that way, like if it's a sales question, boom, sales answers. If it's a support question, support answers. So it kind of gives that flexibility and usability. And then one thing I love about this is I'm always watching. Me as the business owner, I get to monitor and make sure everybody's doing their part and carrying their sector of the business, because it's really, really important that I'm not customer support. Everybody's customer support, because we're all here to support the customer. So you can really translate that across using the same number. And then, of course, follow-up. And follow-up's super, uber important. If you make that first phone call, if they don't answer, you can send them a text in an RVM. Hey, sorry, I missed your call. Instead of you leaving that voicemail, hey, sorry, I just called right now. If you can give me a call back, I'd appreciate it. Instead of doing that for every person, you can automate that. So you're not having to physically leave a voicemail for every person you call, which will save you a ton of time. Team management. I think we were talking about this a little bit with support, but lead distribution, assigning tasks, cost per user, and accountability and support. So I just talked about a little bit of support, but lead distribution. So say you have a sales team of 5 guys that handle all your inbound leads. You can, every lead that comes in, whether it's through texting, emailing, or online marketing, you can distribute to your team. So team management, and then you can disperse them to the team. So it's a huge one. Lead distribution to your team and to your sales team. Assigning tasks, whether you have different things to do for each customer, you can assign tasks to them to make sure everybody's doing their duty to that customer, whether it's to become a customer or they already are a customer and you're now delivering a product or service. So assigning tasks, cost per user. This is another big one too. A lot of CRM products, they charge you per seat, and it can get really, really extensive as your team grows. They might give you some type of free offer product up front just to get you into the program. And then once you're locked in using it, boom, they'll hit you with a per user basis. As your team grows, they're just going to hit you for all you got later on. And then support. A lot of CRM products, they're very large, and they might have a ticket system where you might not hear responses for 24 to 48 hours or even longer. And it's really hard to get help when you need it, which is, I think, a bad thing. And then accountability. If everybody's on the same page in your team, or when you're talking to customer service for your CRM, it holds everybody accountable when you're using a CRM product. Kind of heading towards the end. This is for Kylie. Collect more reviews. And I say, so Kylie asks, I'm going to come back to her question since she asked it a few minutes ago. And do you recommend any particular platform for reviews, or you're referring just to simply ask for a client for review? So I personally do everything. I try and get screenshots, whether they message my CRM or they text me personally, of a raving review, because I can use them on my website. I always ask them to use a Google, because that shows them on Google. The more Google reviews I get, the more Google puts my website above other people's that same product or service, or people search my type of niche or keywords, it's going to show up higher because I have a lot more higher Google reviews. And then video is super important too. You can use that to get more clients to convert, and you can put it on your website and all the above, of course. So even if it's the same review, I'll ask them to do all three. Hey, I'm gonna leave you a review. Or can you text me a review? Can you send me a photo review? Can you send me a video review? Like, especially if they're raving, if you did such a good job for them, they might do all three without even questioning it. Like, yeah, I'll do all three, no problem. So it's just asking them to do more reviews. And I try and get all three. So Google, of course, is usually a link base. Once you create a Google My Business account, you can actually go to that main account and get a link to share with that customer, and then it'll go straight to their Google. As long as they're logged into their Google account, it'll go, because you have to be a verified Google user to leave a Google review. So if you send them that Google link from Google My Business, it actually goes straight to their Google account, and then they can leave their review. And this is a side story, but my brother leaves a lot of Google reviews, and he gets like incentivized now by Google for leaving Google reviews. So a lot of people do it for different reasons, but if you ask for it, a lot of people do it. Video, if you have a higher price product, video reviews work very, very well. And I recommend getting the video review. You can have them, hey, can you do a quick selfie video, explain why you like the service, how we're able to help you, and just general, like, ask like a 4 or 5 question, shoot it to them, and have them record a selfie video. Super, super easy to do. You can automate that. You can ask that personally, or you might do it in person with them. Like if you're doing door-to-door sales, like, hey, you mind doing a quick video with me? And that might be part of your SOPs. Like when the job's done, knock on the door and ask them for a video review. Something easy to do. You can have your customers get used to whoever the last person to leave the door is, ask for that in your SOPs. So a lot of different ways to do it, but there's no wrong way. I just say click them all. I mentioned this earlier. I like using the recycling logo for this one, because leads turn into conversions, turn into reviews, and then you use more of those reviews to get more leads. So yeah, if you skip the reviews part, you're always having the prospect for new leads. So reviews solidify and confirm that they want to be a lead, which turns into a future customer. So I like using this little recycling logo for that. This is the last little pitch here, but HiveMind CRM is one of the things where I talk about this. Unlimited websites, limited users, funnels, unlimited contacts. Some CRMs, they charge you when you hit a certain amount of contacts, they start taxing you. We do SMS, RVM, and email. We actually integrate with Twilio, which is that publicly traded phone system. So we have a single line power dialer that comes with that, and then you can text and email. I push all my customers through one number, and that's how I manage and support all my clients through that one number. And then they're kind of like my think of like having a secretary. Your secretary filters all your business. So I push them all to that one number, and then my team on my CRM side, they manage and push everybody out based off of whatever support they need or questions they have. And that's kind of how I do it. So that's kind of, if you have a sales team, a support team, and all this customer support and all this stuff, you can push them all to one number and kind of custom manage them that way. Integrate with social media. I didn't even cover that, but we can post on Facebook, Instagram, Google Ads, Google My Business, email, and calendars. We integrate with Google in a lot of different ways, and it gives you the analytics and data without having to go to Google to get all that information. It's in your dashboard and your account, so you get a lot of reporting and just user interface and KPIs. Calendars is another huge one. I use calendars a lot for my business for setting appointments and my podcast appointments and all that stuff. It's just a way to drive traffic, and it integrates in my Google account. So I don't get double stacked on my Google Calendar, but it's just organizes a lot of different stuff. And then task management, I use that on automation. So whenever a new client comes in and buys a certain product, I automatically assign tasks for my team to do, and then they fulfill the task based off whatever product or service they're getting. So I'm not manually setting these as a task. And then customer support, we do 5 days a week right now, 10 hours a day, and we're here to support all of our customers in a lot of different ways. But we help, no matter what niche you're in, we try and provide as much support as possible, just to help you get as much business as possible. Because one thing big about CRM as a whole is it should amplify your business. So usually the cost of a CRM might be extensive, but you usually should amplify and get more business as a whole, just because the ability to automate and systematize and control your flow that customers come in through is priceless. 30-day trial, I'll put a link to it here in the chat. I forgot I have that in front of me. Does anybody have any questions? That's the last slide, but I'll put a link to the 30-day trial here in the chat.
Yeah, Daniel, that was awesome, man. There's a ton of information there. It's good to kind of start thinking outside the box, depending on what industry you're in, and thinking, hey, does my CRM do this, or does it do that? Or, hey, I'd really love it to do this. I think you said a couple things during the presentation as far as the follow-up goes, and the automation, and making sure those pieces are kind of set up. And a CRM that can help you and support the business from that aspect allows you to essentially set all that stuff up, and really kind of set it up and forget it until you need to make an adjustment and adjust those emails or those texts or the messaging or anything like that. But ultimately what it comes down to, guys, is if you don't already have a CRM, or you're maybe not as happy with the CRM that you're currently using, I would absolutely suggest, giving Daniel a call, having a conversation. Maybe he has a solution for you. Maybe it doesn't work. Either way, it's worth a shot. So give him a call. Daniel, throw your email on the chat for everybody on the call, just in case they want to get a hold of you, or your website, or wherever you'd like to put them at. But once again, Daniel, I appreciate your time today, man. Awesome work, good stuff, super great stuff, actually. I'm super excited to have you today. I really appreciate you being here, man.
No, I really appreciate you guys having me. Like I said, no matter what CRM you use, get something that works for you and your business. Whether you use mine or not, this is not really about me, but you need to get something that amplifies your business, because a lot of business owners fail like growing and scaling because they're not using a CRM at all. And I hate for you to do that. So please use something, even if it's not, even if it is mine or mine, I don't really care, but just use something. It'll help you grow and scale. Shad asked what support level comes with 1097. You get our support whenever you need our team. We'll actually build a website for you and help you with your SMS integration opt-in, because right now actually you have to register. You have to every business that uses texting has to register. So I actually help build a website for you, and that comes with it. And then you get a lot of support. And if you want to like customizations for your business, our team can meet with you and kind of help you, give you ideas of how to lead generate and do lead generation for your business. But there's a lot of things that come with that. Yep. Thank you. And like I said, for everybody here, I really appreciate you coming in. Like I said, I really wanted to educate you on CRMs as a whole, just because it could take your business to a whole nother level once you actually integrate and build this think of the CRM as like as a wall. You have to start from the bottom and build your like your ground level stuff. But once you get that wall built, it's a very, very affordable defense and really something to build your business off of. So I hope you all can have a better business future and get more leads and more business.
Absolutely. Once again, Daniel, thank you so much for your time today. We're going to go ahead and be respectful of everybody's time. We're right at about 2 o'clock Arizona time. So we're going to go ahead and cut this. And once again, Daniel, thank you so much for coming, man. And I'm sure we'll see you soon.
All right, no problem. Thank you.
All right, go D-backs. All right.
Watching this YouTube video, we hope you found value. Please like, subscribe, and hit the bell to watch more videos just like this one.